Is in a recession once again. This after the economy contracted for a second consecutive quarter between October and December last year. All major economic sectors recorded a negative growth during this period. Let's unpack this now with economist LUMKILE MONDI. Mr. MONDI, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
For joining us. Let me start with the words of the president, quote unquote, "The signs were there." He's honest, but is that good enough from someone who has had 2 investment summits, a jobs summit, and lots of pledges? What's happened? Where are these pledges?
Well, the pledges are pledges, nothing more. Remember, our president said during Zuma's reign and was very silent as to what was going on. So even in the noise that was coming through the ANC policymakers, that let this thing collapse anyway, will pick it up. That those that want to go can go. We know we've got our own rating agencies. These rating agencies are telling us what to do. We're not going to do anything because, you know, who are they anyway? So let's just be junk, because even if we're junk, we'll pick it up, we'll do something. So cometh the hour, the president must rise now, because the wish has been achieved. The economy is on the brink of collapse. So let's see whether they can pick it up.
The president says more than ever right now, South Africa needs a social compact to grow this economy. How does he achieve that with the rumblings that we're seeing in the tripartite alliance?
Well, even within the let's start first with us. The NHI, the expropriation of land without compensation, are very divisive in our society. The ANC itself is fractured, as you've just described. We know there's different faction. So it's a very fractured society. It is fractured because of the policy choices that are put on the table that are extremely divisive. So in that, where confidence has been lost, because those that repurpose state institutions are not corrupt, are mentioned as on the commission, nothing has happened to them. The collapse in SARS that Eddie Kizwit is talking about, that he has to rebuild institution, and the budget that you saw last week, which focused on rebuilding the trust and confidence, it's a long shot. So the compact is not going to happen much easier. The state has to embark on structural reforms, and through its action, we can start believing that it's on the right course. It's got the interest of South Africa at heart, not of the ANC and its alliance partners.
Let's talk about the key culprit that's being pointed to as the very reason we are sitting now in this 1.4 negative growth. That's ESCOM.
Yes.
Load shedding is here. The president talks about pension funds that have long been invested in national projects. He takes us back to the apartheid years that this was done. This week, in fact, it was just at the weekend, I was trying to invite the chairperson of the Public Investment Corporation, Dr. Ruel Khoza, to my show. Do you know what his response was? I have not been approached yet, so I can't talk to you about anything substantive. Up until the approach comes, only then can I talk to you about anything. Is there any sense of urgency from the government of President Cyril Ramaphosa?
As I started earlier, Oli, this is what they wish, so they got what they wish. Secondly, it's not true. What the president said is not true. That the IDC, for example, used state pension fund. The IDC was capitalized by £5,000 by the apartheid regime in 1940 when it was formed. And more importantly, what some scholars referred to as an apartheid developmental state, it focused, by excluding the majority of South African, on building white capacity and an economy exclusively for whites, and achieved it. This government, we know in the past 25 years, has only focused on the politically connected and the elite, and let the majority of black people outside the main economy, because the black empowerment policies focus on us. We have got access to all these opportunities. The rural areas, the schools have fallen apart, there's mud schools, etc. So it's not true when you compare what the ANC has done in 25 years and the apartheid regime, because of exclusiveness, did achieve that, and many people have referred to the developmental state. This one is an elite state. It only focuses on those that have repurpose certain institutions that have benefited. That, in fact, the recession, they're not feeling it. It's us who are feeling it. It's us who are expected to pay for it. So up until the reforms that are serious, that the ANC leadership takes pain, we're not going to trust, not going to believe that they're serious about the interests of South Africa.
Quick one. We expect a decision from Moody's on the 27th of March. That's if they indeed do decide on that particular date. Are we likely to see more pain? Because one fellow economist, Neil Roots, says that we're definitely in for a cut.
Absolutely. That's what we wish for, Kole. Remember, we have always said that we want our young status. Let everyone who doesn't want to stay here go anyway. We'll fix it. Let's see the plan to fix it. Most of us are ready to fix this, but you can only be ready if serious decisions are taken. At the moment, we're all playing around decisions. We hope that the workers can take the pen alone in the public sector. They can't take the pen alone. We need a much more vibrant and strong action coming from President and the ANC around social reforms. Not the talk, but the doing thereof.
LUMKILE MONDI, thank you very much for your time. He's an independent economist.